Seasonal decor is always a delight. Hey guys, May Flom here, and I am just putting on some finishing touches on my door decor project. To make a project like this, you're gonna want, this is a wood hoop. You could also use a wreath or anything else, really, just to make the sturdy base. Various materials, paper, cork, whatever you would like to cut out your ScanNCut designs. Of course, you'll want to have that ScanNCut out and ready to go. And then just maybe a few little embellishments such as sequins or beads to finish things off. Let's get started by pulling out the ScanNCut and getting some of these files ready. First step, we're going to pick our shapes. I'm going to go in here and pick out a fun I love you. Size it as large as possible because I want this to go all the way across my door decor. This is going to be so cute. Set, add, and then I'm going to go in and I'm going to pick a basic heart, 2 of them in fact. I'm going to drag them down to the bottom corner, and then I'm going to go in and resize 1 of them and say okay. Now what I am going to do is to select, make sure that's unselected, make sure just those 2 are selected and say okay. Press right here to unify. What this does is allow me to move this around. This is also going to allow me to increase the number of them so that instead of having to individually sort those, now I have a bunch. And then what I'm going to do is I want a couple different sizes. I'm not sure how many exactly that I want to have. So I'm just going to add a couple different sizes and then see how I feel about them, adjust some sizes, move them around. Remember, once I am sure that I like how many I have and what sizes I have, once I'm happy with everything, what I can do is I can go in, okay, and push this button right here. They can be in any order whatsoever. And look how it rearranged. So I'm going to be able to fit all of those, and I could fit a few more if I wanted, and I will go ahead and do a few more. My tip, especially with a basic shape like a heart, is that you're better off to add in a few more if you've got the space, and then you'll have extras for your projects. So once again, I just go in there and let it know what I want, say okay, that's pretty nice and full. So we already have a mat loaded. All that's left to do is cut before starting the next batch of designs. Now you can repeat. So I took my sentiment off, but I can repeat with any shape that I want. I'm gonna stick with lots and lots and lots of hearts, but I'm also gonna add just a couple of flowers because I think it'll be a really fun contrast. So I'm gonna pick a flower here and make it nice and small and add it. And I'm just going to go in here and use the edit function and add a few more. And just repeat that, going on in and making sure everything fits, getting the most out of our paper. I can go in here and edit so that I just have some regular hearts. That would be a lot of fun. Some smaller hearts. And really just fill this up and cut out of various patterns, cut out of various cardstock so that we have a lot of options here for our project. And then once satisfied with everything, we are again going to just continue to repeat this process and cut everything out 1 paper at a time. Next up, I have a pattern paper here that I think will scan well. So I'm going to scan direct cut and scan it on in. Frame the image, and I don't need a lot of hearts, I just want a couple, so I'm going to frame it up like so and say okay. And then we can add color if we need, or it's picking up a ton of hearts. All I'm going to do is click ignore object size, and I'm going to click this until all of the broken hearts, all of the pieces, that sounds sad, all of the pieces that, oh, there we go. So all of those pieces, and we can zoom in to verify, but just so those little pieces that it was identifying, so those don't cut. Once everything looks good, we're gonna say okay. If you want an outline, you can take one. I like to go, for these, I'm gonna go -0.01. and say okay. And I'm gonna go ahead and cut these out. Once you have enough pieces, and remember we can always go back to the ScanNCut, you're going to gather all of your pieces and assemble your project. So this is what makes this project really fun to me. You can use a wreath, you can use an embroidery hoop. This is a wooden craft hoop that I haven't yet done or used that I'm gonna use. And what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna start with the big one, my I Heart You. And this particular hoop has little holes already drilled in it. I did not try to cover those up. I'm leaving those alone. So what I'm doing is just, I'm using hot glue. You can use any kind of adhesive you'd like. So I'm not covering up those holes because I figure, and rightly so, that most of these spots I'm gonna be able to cover up here as I glue things down. So I'm just gonna go through, and if there's anything I need, it will be slightly forgiving. And I did paint this pink. You can paint yours, you can leave it alone. And then we're just gonna go through with all those wonderful shapes. Look at those, there's those cute little hearts that we had cut out of the pattern paper. There's all different sizes and shapes. So I'm just going to go through and tuck things. You notice I only did a little bit of hot glue on those. And some of them I will fold to get some dimension. Some of them I will layer. We're just gonna really play with this, and I'm probably gonna get some liquid adhesive out as well for those areas that I think are a little more delicate and the hot glue won't work. You can also use buttons. You can use any kind of embellishments, metal things, anything you'd like, but you're just gonna go around and start designing. I like to design a little bit before I really get too much glue going. So that's what I'll do now. Once you have a couple things on, what I like to do is, that's when I like to get out some glitter glue and also some liquid adhesive. This is kind of a fun time to do it here. So just add a few little dots here and there. Let's see, we'll lift up and put one there. And then this is where I will take and get little sequins, little buttons, but I'll go ahead and start getting those items placed now, because then I can see where I really want a lot more things, where I want a lot more die cuts from the ScanNCut, and where I want other kind of like frilly things or sequins, where I might want to hang, if I might want to hang some fun little things like little ribbons and things off of this. I think I'm mostly gonna do my ribbons at the top, but I'm gonna work on the rest of this until I'm set for those final top trims. To finish this off, I've got some twine that I have pulled through the 2 holes at the top, and the purpose of this twine will be to act as a way to hang this. Now what I'm going to do here though is run a button through, so that I think that that will be really cute, but it will also hold everything in place. So I'm just gonna take the 2 ends, tie this off at a knot, and if I want to add any additional pieces here, I certainly can. It's not mandatory, of course, but I could tie some more fun pieces here, or I can leave those, I could dangle some things. There's so many options with door decor and your ScanNCut, and I hope that I have inspired you today to get yours out and try some new to you fun stuff. I know I've had a lot of fun creating this. Remember to be sure to subscribe to the Brother YouTube channel and follow along for lots more projects coming soon. I'll see you next time.